Trump's in contempt of court. Trump's in contempt of court for the second time. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be on live on YouTube tonight talking about it. You definitely want to subscribe to my channel over there on Darren Monroe Politics. Subscribe. First time live ever on YouTube. I'm going to be there. Here's the thing. He's in trouble this time. You got the return of Judge Boasberg. Oh, dun, 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 dun. He's coming back. And I knew this guy was going to come back. And Trump knew this guy was going to come back because he wasn't joking. Basically, he said, listen, this Alien Enemies Act, let's talk about this. You guys are in contempt of court, but here's what we're going to do. I'm going to let the DOJ find their own prosecutor to prosecute themselves. And then what I'm going to do is if you don't do that, I'm going to hire a separate prosecutor. And if they prosecute, there's going to be heads rolled where people will be arrested. And you might say, well, Pam Bondi's over the U.S. Marshals. No, fool, they're not. They're not. The U.S. Marshals are by the Constitution. And I already explained this for months. I said, listen, there are three types of cops, whether it be marshals, fed. Do you realize the judges can get federal police with warrants and affidavits and all of that stuff? They can go after people and charge federal police of any kind to do that. They don't need just marshals. They could get federal Capitol Police. They could get FBI. They can get anybody who's considered federal police. You understand? They ain't no joke. These motherfuckers are bad mother, and I told y'all. So don't get out of your head with that bullshit. Here's the thing I want you to understand. What this means is that they're going to get held in contempt. They are. They're going to get held in contempt. And Boasberg is coming after them. They're probably not going to police themselves by getting their own prosecutor. But if they do, then some heads are going to roll either way. Whether they get a prosecutor or he gets an independent one. The reality is if they're smart, which they're usually not, but if they're smart, they'll get their own prosecutor and they'll get some heads to roll that they choose. But if they don't, Boasberg's going to choose his own heads. He's going to get his own prosecutor, and that means a whole lot of people could be in trouble, a lot more than you want to be. I think Tom Homan should go to jail. I think Kristi Noem should go to jail. I think there's several of the people who work through ICE and detainees who saw those orders who should go to jail. Seriously. At the very least, they'll lose their jobs. Now, for those of you, because I got a lot of naysayers at times coming here and say stupid shit. Here's the thing. For those of you who say, but Donald Trump can pardon him. He can pardon those people. Yeah, but they're no longer attorneys. They're no longer law enforcement. Their careers are over. Basically, he just knocked them out the board. So even though they're not in jail anymore, they are no longer officers of the law. They are over. It's done. Prosecuted. It's over. It's not gonna work well for them. Okay? For those who say, well, Trump got prosecuted, he became president. He's Trump. Do you realize and learn this from the first term? Everybody that got prosecuted under Trump is straight up. Everybody under the first term of Trump who they tried to come after Trump, impeach him, prosecute him. They didn't get him, but they got everybody else around him. And hopefully somebody's telling these people, unless they so deep in the Trump juice, they're not going to listen, which is okay, mother. You going to jail. You going to jail, baby. That's number one. Number two is a judge has come at them yesterday about the Garcia case. Saying, listen, we're going to do a 2-week exploratory. Now, the DOJ could always appeal, but they appeal in the very appeal courts and Supreme Courts they lost under. So we know how quickly that's going to roll against them. They just delaying BS, but no, they're going down. They're going down in both these cases, contempt of court. And there's some people who are going to go under the bus. May not be Trump, but there's going to be some people enough for him to take out. And yes, he could pardon those people, sure. Pardon them. But they out the game. We don't have to worry about them no more. Yeah, it's happening, y'all. Subscribe to my channel. Tonight, I'm going to talk about it live on YouTube, baby. Join me on YouTube live, Darren Monroe Politics. P.S. I'm creating a small group to talk about these things. Very small, very exclusive only 300 members. It'll be $9.99 a month. But at the same time, you will love it because you'll engage back and forth with me. That's why I'll be small, intimate. You can ask any questions you want. I'll have somewhere where you can ask questions on the latest news that's really worrying you about your benefits and so on. And I will be able to hit you back and answer you back. But I can only do about 300. And I got hundreds of thousands of followers across social media. So if you like to be in on that and be on the early list, definitely hit me up at darrenmonroe.com. Go into contacts. You can see my email. Email me. If you're not interested, all good. But I wanted to let you know. Good news.